To be perfectly honest, I am a terrible Rubick Rubick player. I either play him too cautiously and do not contribute enough to the team, or try to do the plays and miserably fail. Good thing is, it is me being unable to pilot the hero effectively, rather than him lacking potential for flashy plays. That said, I have still spent enough time playing Dota 1 and 2 to analyze his strengths and weaknesses, albeit from strictly theoretical standpoint. There is a lot the hero offers to the team, what cannot be offered by many other supports. He has a very reliable disable, Telekinesis Telekinesis, which does not only have a minuscule cast point of 0.1s, but can also move the enemy into even more trouble and or stun in a decent AoE. The duration of stun on both lift and land effects is decent, but not by any means impressive, though. His Fade Bolt can be considered one of the spells, which is heavily underrated. It did receive a substantial number of nerfs throughout the last couple of years, making it less of a nuke, but its outpush potential, especially in the meta where Chen and Enigma are popular picks, is amazing. It is also a substantial DPS decrease against illusion-based heroes, pre-diffusal blade, and in the early level team fights. Speaking of underrated, Nullfield has received a lot of criticism about being useless or at least underwhelming. While it might feel like it needs at least some minor number tweaking, it is by no means an underwhelming ability. An increase of 15% EHP against magical damage on the majority of heroes, effects stacks multiplicatively with innate magic resistance, can and will make certain heroes a lot less threatening, though the last patch introduced a heavy indirect nerf to Rubick Rubick with 2 heavy magic bursters, Queen of Pain and Lina getting a pure damage treatment on their ultimates. So when is a hero best picked? Exactly. In many cases Rubick Rubick is a response to some huge threat on the enemy team, something with a potential for being game-changing. Heroes, such as Enigma, Magnus and Omni come to mind. Given your proper positioning, it is going to be easy to steal either of the big ultimates and turn the tide of battle. A lot of minor spells also become a lot more potent with Rubick Rubick's superior cast point. Fisher, Ice Path, Light Strike Array and Split Earth are among these. While the last two have a bit of a delay innate to the ability, it is still quite easy to land either reliably. And each spell is incredibly strong, compensated by poor animations on the host hero, which is something Rubick Rubick bypasses. When thinking of drafting Rubick Rubick, your primary focus should be on the enemy initiators and supports, as in many cases carries provide very little of use for you. Notable exceptions are Anti-Mage and Weaver, each with a powerful escape mobility spell, which can be spammed. Heroes Rubick Rubick is definitely weak against, are the heroes which exhibit higher amount of synergy between their otherwise weaker spells. A good example of this would be Io, where pretty much all of his strong skills rely on tether. Shadow Demon also falls in this category, to a lesser extent. And Titty Hunter deserves a special mentioning, since it is quite easy not to get away Ravage, given its huge AoE and the spammable nature of Anchor Smash. Rubick Rubick might not exactly be bad against him, but do not expect to secure anything of value against a competent player.